let's just jump in, and I'm going to tell you, I want to talk about your thinking. I want to talk about your relationships. I want to talk about your habits, and I want to talk about you being who you are and doing it on purpose. Think about that, because when we get to it, it's going to be a big deal. I want you to be you on purpose, not you reactively, being who you are on purpose. You choose to be who you are. You choose to be how you are. You choose the personality you exhibit. You choose the behaviors you show. You choose the attitude you have. You don't react to the world. You're not in a bad mood because the world was irritating. You choose your mood, whether the world's irritating or whether it's not. I want you to be who you are on purpose. Let's think about that. Last week we talked about you need to decide who you are. You remember we said in borderline personality, you sometimes hear these people just with their head in their hands saying, "Oh, I don't even know who I am anymore." This is the antithesis of that. This is exactly the opposite. They sit there and say, "I don't even know who I am anymore." I want you saying, "I know exactly who I am." And here's where it starts. Let's talk about your thinking. Now, I told you in a tease at the end of our conversation last week that I was going to tell you something this week that could improve your efficiency as much as 40%. You're going to hear what I'm getting ready to say and go, "Oh, no, that's not true." And I'm going to tell you why you're going to say that before you say it. You're going to say it because it doesn't have what we call face validity. And let me tell you what I mean by face validity. Something lacks face validity if when you look at it, it's not fancy enough where it makes sense. And you go, "Okay, I can see how that would work." And one of the biggest things in the field of psychology that has one of the most profound effects on your overall health and well-being, mentally, emotionally, and physically, is relaxation. Relaxation. Learning how to really relax. And you know why people don't do it more? Is because it doesn't have face validity. They say, no, doc, I need something fancier than that. I'm not going to come in here and go through a session with you and pay you $300 or whatever it is you charge for you to tell me I need to relax. I mean, hell, I knew that before I got here. Give me something real. Give me some therapy. Tell me something fancy. Don't tell me I need to relax. Hell, my mother told me I needed to relax. It doesn't have face validity, so people throw it out. But the fact of the matter is, when I talk about relaxation, I'm talking about dissipating muscular tension at a level you've never done it before. Clearing your mind, dissipating all the tension throughout your body, getting into a meditative state that you don't even know exists. And it is not easy to do, and it takes skill to get there. But it doesn't have face validity, so most people poo-poo it. And what I'm getting ready to tell you is the same way. It doesn't have face validity, so it's real easy to say, "Oh, no." So what is it I'm talking about? I'm talking about this. If you will discipline yourself to stop multitasking, you can increase your cognitive and mental efficiency as much as 40%. Because research has shown us time and time and time again, year after year after year after year, with population after population and different age group after different age group, that multitasking doesn't work. And there are less than 2.5% of people in the world who can successfully multitask. And let me just tell you, you need to assume you ain't one of those 2.5%, because I'm willing to bet all I can gather that you're not. Those are what we call in the profession super taskers. And they're very uncommon. They have unique cognitive characteristics. They're unbelievably cognitively agile. They're able to activate one part of their brain and then another very, very quickly and get up to speed very, very quickly in that part of their brain because different tasks use different parts of the brain. You need to assume that ain't you. It ain't me. And I'm betting it's not you. So you think you can keep a lot of balls in the air. You're wrong. You are not efficient when you do that, and you can increase your efficiency if you will do one thing at a time, get it done, and move on. And that means turn off the television, stop doing something else while you're doing something else, get one thing done at a time, and move on to the next thing. You will be surprised how much extra time you have. Now, let me tell you what people miss when they think they're doing what I just said. Because I've had people tell me, okay, Doc, I listened to you. I quit multitasking. I turned off the stereo. I turned off the television. I got the kids out of the room. I stopped multitasking. No, you didn't. You stopped external distractions, but you didn't unclutter your mind. You kept thinking about 5 different things at one time. You were running a track in your mind. You were thinking about one thing while you were working on something else. You just got rid of the external distractions. It's just like people thinking relaxation is easy. You think multitasking, stopping it is easy. It's not. You have to develop the skills of concentration, shutting out the noise on the inside, uncluttering your brain. It all begins and ends in your mind, and what you give power to has power over you. What you give power to has power over you. And how do you give power to something? You pay attention to it. You let it run in your mind. Let me give you an example. I have talked to so many women that are struggling with eating disorders, anorexia and bulimia. And I trace it back to when they were in middle school and they're walking through the lunchroom and some bully says, "Hey, fatty," does some kind of body shaming with them. That sticks in their mind. And the bully might have said it once or maybe twice, but then they take over for the bully and they repeat it 10,000 times. It's just running in their head. So I want to talk to you about guilt, grudges, and go-tos. Feeling guilty? You may think that feeling guilty about something is a redeeming quality. All feeling guilty does is make you a really crummy partner. You may think, well, I haven't been a very good husband, and I just feel terrible about that. Well, if you really feel terrible about it, then don't sit around moping as a guilty husband. Forgive yourself, apologize, and get off your lazy butt and go be a good partner. Guilt is like rocking in a chair. It's something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. All it does is make you poor company. So you feel guilty, so you're going to punish your partner by being poor company? That doesn't do anything except punish your partner worse. Grudges. Somebody's wronged you in some way, so you carry a grudge. Carrying a grudge is like letting somebody live in your brain rent-free. They take up space in your brain. They've wronged you in some way, so now you're going to let them move into your head and occupy it for the rest of your life? Are you kidding me? And these go-tos, we all have certain things that when we get down on ourselves, we go to. These are what I call the go-tos. We just start beating ourselves up, doubting ourselves, judging ourselves, putting ourselves down. You need to decide what those things are. When you're really beating yourself up, what is it you say the most? Write those things down. And when you hear yourself doing it, you need to put up the stop sign and say, whoa, I agreed I'm not going to do this anymore. Those are the things you've got to get rid of if you really want to stop multitasking. It isn't just turning off the television or taking the earbuds out so you're not listening to music while you're trying to read a book. It's not just that. It comes from the inside out too. So you've got to get the mind clutter cleaned up. Go look in your garage. And if you've got one of these garages where you open the door and you can't even get in, is your mind like that? And how does it feel if you ever clean that garage up where you can now pull a car in there? You can see the floor. It's organized. It's clean. You got rid of all of that junk. How does it feel when you organize a chaotic room? Doesn't it feel fresh and revitalized? You go, wow. It's like painting a black wall white or a white wall black. You can really see the progress. And you go, look, I did that. It's the same way when you clean up a messy room or weed a garden that's just been overcome with weeds. When you get all cleaned out and it's all fresh dirt, you go, wow, it was such a mess before and look how neat it is now. Think about your mind that way. Get all the clutter out of your mind. It's like, empty it out one ear. Get all of that out of your mind. Empty it out. Give yourself permission. That bully talks 120 words a minute. You think 12 to 1,400 words a minute. So they might say it once and you repeat it 10x. They talk 120 words a minute. You think 10 times as fast. Think how many times you can repeat that in a day, a month, a year. It becomes automatic. What we call automatic thoughts. You don't even articulate every word anymore. You've condensed it and collapsed it so much that it's just automatic. It's just instantaneous. You've got to stop that.